Now, the next segment here, this is going to be controversial. It's going to be controversial. I know it. I debated whether I should do it. But I'm doing it anyway. I have had it with a question that I am being asked every day repeatedly. Jim, do you know what the question is? Come on, think about it. What question have you been asked more about than any other question probably in your life? Did you get the shot? Did you get the shot? Did you get the shot? Louie, did you get the shot? When are you going to get the shot? I'm not getting the shot. All right? And that's the thing. People, like, it's almost like a cult. Did you get the shot? I mean, think about how we've been programmed. I mean, to think that an experimental chemical shot in your body is exciting. We've been thrown into such fear that we don't even question which one we're getting. We'll get whatever one they have. The Moderna one, the what's the other one? The Pfizer, the Johnson. You know, these are totally different vaccines with different ways they work, with different potential side effects. Now, look, I want to make sure that everybody understands me. I'm not telling anybody not to get vaccinated. Okay? I don't want to be responsible for that. All right? But people ask me why I won't. At least not right now. This is an experimental drug, the vaccines. They have not been approved by the FDA for everyday use. There's been an emergency approval, which means that the entire world right now are the guinea pigs in the trial. Now, thankfully, a lot of people I talk to who bring it up have not had major side effects. I know one person that died 5 days after getting the vaccine. Was it related or not? It's debatable. Now, I'm a healthy 60-year-old. I have no pre-existing conditions. I'm in good shape. I've never had the flu. I rarely get a cold. And when I do, I battle it in 3 days. Why do I feel? If I get it, there's a 99.8% chance that I'm going to survive it. And compared to other pandemics that we've lived through in the world, this is nothing as far as the death rate goes. Now, look, I don't want to minimize people who've got very sick or who've lost loved ones. I don't want to do that. People do die in pandemics. They die every year from the flu. I'm not trying to minimize it. But if one more person asks me if I got the shot, I'm going to probably hit them. What happened to HIPAA rules and privacy of one's health? And now they're proposing vaccination passports. Wait a second. I thought it was against the law for your health privacy to be disclosed. But not during a crisis, you see. Crises are meant to change the rules. Crises are not to be wasted. So let's assume for a minute now that this big vaccination campaign, and it's a campaign, trust me, this is a Madison Avenue rollout like you've never seen before. But say it's genuine, they really want to end the current crisis and bring the country back to normal. Let's assume that. But is there justification, or is that justification for silencing any critics about the vaccine? And that's what's going on right now. No news organization will bring on any doctor, any epidemiologist, any virologist that does not approve of the narrative that the vaccine is the miracle drug, we all should take it, line up, and get your shot. No, it's not. It's not justification. People should be able to hear from everybody, both sides of the story. That's the only way you can make an informed decision about if you want to proceed or not. But they're trying to brainwash the public by eliminating anybody who has a negative opinion about it. And the media does not have the right to commandeer the airwaves and basically control what you see and hear. And the coordinated effort on this is just amazing. They've deliberately excluded any medical professionals or any other experts whose views conflict with the narrative that they want you to know. And how can you make an informed consent or decision for vaccination if you're not able to weigh the risks and benefits? And the only message you're allowed to hear is what the government wants you to hear. This is called propaganda. When you can only hear what the government wants you to hear in cahoots with Big Pharma, that's propaganda. And there is no debate now about vaccines. There's no debate. Because they won't bring anybody on who's negative. If you go on YouTube and you're a doctor or a very well regarded one and you have a view contradictory to what they want you to believe, you're going to be censored. Your YouTube channel is going to be brought down. Your video is going to be brought down. Your tweet's going to be taken off. And in some cases, you lose your job. And then again, it's worked. Did you get your shot, Lou? When do you get your shot? And it's impossible to turn on a TV or radio without being deluged by people trying to tell you that, where you can get your shot. I mean, I've never heard before in history of the entire world being vaccinated over a bug. And why is it that the media is preventing experts that come on and keeping them from saying what they believe or what their studies show? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? They don't want anybody to think differently than the official narrative. They don't want anybody thinking for themselves. They don't want people searching alternative websites that challenge the doctrine. They don't want you to read medical journals. They're trying to block access to that. They want you to shut up. They want you to stand in line, turn off your thinking, and roll up your sleeve and get jabbed. And anybody who disagrees with this is censored. And again, I'm not trying to criticize the vaccines themselves. They may save many, many people's lives. What I'm criticizing is the brainwashing. What I'm criticizing is the censorship. That's what I'm criticizing. I think people need to be fully informed and then make a decision about their personal health. But this is being shoved down our throats. And it violates people's right to informed consent. It's amazing to me that people are just going to a place to get vaccinated and just, no, it's the Pfizer one. Oh, it's the Moderna one. And they know nothing about these vaccines because they're not allowed to know about it, you see? It's brainwashing. Pure and simple. That's what it is. And the thing that gets my radar up and gives me concern is the fact that they won't allow experts and doctors and everything that don't agree that vaccinating the entire world is a smart thing to do. There's doctors out there that believe only vaccinating the high-risk people is all that really needs to be done. The rest of the people could be handled with hydroxychloroquine Invectamin, whatever the name of that stuff is. There's therapies that deal with it, just like they deal with the flu. You know, in a bad year, we'll lose 60, 70,000, 80,000 people to the flu. Is everybody going to be mandated to get a flu shot? No. Right now, what we have going on is coercion, subconscious coercion. And it's very manipulative. Get you scared enough to accept that I'm willing to go and take an experimental vaccine that has not been long-term tried. The effectiveness is still unknown. Some are saying it only has 6 months. And now they're using, they've coined the term now, vaccine hesitancy, quote unquote. And that's used to describe people who have decided not to get vaccinated. And it's clearly intended to denigrate skeptics. Kind of like suggesting they have a mental condition like paranoid schizophrenia. Vaccine hesitancy. And I just don't know why a normal, healthy, rational person would be eager to have an experimental cocktail shot in their arm. I just don't understand. And now the National Institutes of Health has put together a rapid response team, which has been formed to attack the opinions of people who challenge the official narrative. And how long will it be before? And now, you know, with these passports they want now, that's the next step. Your papers. Now we're going to have a two-class society. Those that have their vaccine and everybody else. And how could your rights be taken away? The right to fly, because I don't want to have a vaccine. I mean, it's nuts. And it's already clear that air travel is going to require vaccine passports. So if you don't get a vaccine, you're not going anywhere. Soon it'll be public transit. So what are you going to do? Walk around with like some kind of card stapled to your sweater or your jacket so when you go into a subway, it shows that you did it? You won't be able to go to a concert or a library, a restaurant, or maybe even grocery stores. And vaccination is going to be the defining topic the next couple of years. And those who resist it, they're going to increasingly find themselves on the outside, outcast in their own country. So again, I'm not telling anybody, hey, the vaccine is bad. I'm not telling anybody not to take it. I'm just saying is that what I don't like about the whole thing is the censorship. And how are we going to know if it worked? When the survival rate goes from 99.7 to 99.8%?